It's Cheerio Martinez, of course. Who else would it be, right? It's not Jay Duane or Sergeant Jimmy Dishia or Delando Brad or some other YouTube people. JKAA5, which would be JK5. He asked me a question about what it's like to talk to your recruiter and to talk about MEPS. Well, young fella. Well, young lad. Young devil pup. When I talked to my recruiter, it wasn't really I sat down and talked to him. It was when he wasn't the one that persuaded me to join. I was the one that went in there and said, I want to be a Marine. Usually when you go to a recruiter, they're like, alright, so what do you want to get out of the Marine Corps? Well, I want to go to college, I want to get money, I want to do this, I want to see the world, and this and that. And they're like, okay, we'll see the world, go to college, money, or some crap like that. And like, oh yeah, the Marine Corps can give you all of that. Sometimes you get the recruiter that is motivated and like wants to help you and is willing to help you. A recruiter would only talk to you and help you out if he feels that you are willing to actually go throughout the whole process and you won't drop out of boot camp or anything like that. They just don't go up to like any random person and go, hey, do you want to be a Marine? No. Usually people come into the office and say, hey, I want to be a Marine, and so on and so forth. The recruiter sees in you like if you really want to do it or not. If he thinks that you're just a waste of time, then he won't really help you out. So just keep that in mind, that a recruiter's not going to be like trying to help you out 24/7 and be there for you and call you every night and see if you want to go work out. No, you need to be the one that needs to be active. If a recruiter doesn't call you and keep up with you, and if you don't feel like the recruiter is helping you out as much as you want him to help you out, find another recruiter, because obviously he thinks that you're not worth his time. So just go somewhere else, find another recruiter, and talk to them, and they should be able to help you out. To go back to your question about what goes on when you talk to them, they're gonna try to persuade you into just giving you the positive things. That's what I'm here for, and that's what the other Marines on YouTube are here for, to let you know about what really goes on in the fleet. It's not pretty, it's not awesome and fun, and you're not going to be always rappelling off helicopters or, you know, climbing mountains and slaying dragons and stuff like that. No. But like I said, they're probably going to try to sugarcoat everything, and whatever you ask for that you want in the Marine Corps, to get from the Marine Corps, they're probably going to say that you can get it if you go into the Marine Corps. Alright, now MEPS. MEPS. God, I hate MEPS. I really hate MEPS. MEPS is pretty much where you go to get your blood work done, your analysis done, and all the legal paper stuff done. I don't know what MEPS stands for, but it stands for it sucks, pretty much. That's where you meet people from that are going into different kinds of branches, from Coast Guard to Marines to Army, Air Force, whatever. The people there, my MEPS personally, they hate their life so much that they wanted to make your life as miserable as theirs. Like in MEPS, you do the infamous duck walk where you get crouched down and then you walk and waddle and whatever. Then they check if you to see if you have flat feet. They swear you in sometimes, depending on what time you go and what you go in there for. They give you your dates of when you ship out, and usually that's where you ship out also from MEPS. It might be different for you, some of you guys, and living in different places, but usually you ship out from MEPS. And there's different stuff that you do at MEPS. Like I said, from medical stuff to legal stuff. Biggest part the one thing that I love about MEPS is swearing in. It's just, you know, you put your little hand up and you're like, I so swear to protect and something. It happened like a long time ago. So yeah, it was pretty awesome though. Like when you put your hand up, you just have a whole bunch of pride in you that, you know, you're like, yes, I'm doing this, you know, it's for my country. And then yeah. Hope that answered your question there, GK5. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna answer a few questions. Yeah, so this question was asked by Will Carr. And Will Carr, I'll answer this for you. You want to know how life is in the fleet or once you're actually a Marine. Your life in the Marine Corps all depends on what choices you make before you join or after you go to boot camp. If you get married, it's going to be way different. If you're single, it's going to be way different. If you're married, you're going to live out in town, and it's not going to be that bad. You know, you're going to have your wife, and you're going to pay rent and everything, but just make sure that you shop around and get the cheapest apartment. Don't get the most big, expensive apartment that you can find and, you know, end up getting in debt, because that's the same mistake that a lot of people do. Also, if you live in barracks, be prepared to have field day and just, you know, have your room clean, have your beds made every morning and everything like that. Just like in that video, what I do every day is pretty much I have to make my bed and I have to leave my room somewhat presentable, so if any higher up would come into my room at an unannounced time, they would be like, oh, okay, well, at least he cleans up before he goes to work or anything, or something. Christian Galvez asked me, do you keep yourself in shape on your 10 days leave after boot camp? I know you earn a promotion to PFC after boot camp for being the leader and all, but do you also earn another promotion for being top of your class on your MOS training? Yes. For the 10 days, if you seriously gain weight in those 10 days, I will feel sorry for you. Yeah, don't. Just don't. I know that after 3 months, you want to just pig out and eat whatever food you want and stuff like that. You still can. Just moderation. Just don't eat a lot of it. Trust me. It'll come back to bite you in the ass later. Trust me. Just still have, like, you know, eat and stuff like that, but, you know, still keep up with your PT. Like, still run, still go work out and stuff like that. So that way, when you go to your schoolhouse, be able to still run and still keep up with the PT that you guys did in boot camp. Because in your MOS school, you're going to still be running and doing all kinds of crazy PT. And also, in your MOS school, in my MOS school at least, you could get promoted for being the top of your class. I mean, I've heard a lot of other people that still got promoted in the top of their class for being the best student out of, like, all the Marines there. So just keep that in mind, that you can get promoted. If you don't get promoted at boot camp, that's fine. I mean, you have the rest of your Marine Corps career to get promoted, but PFC is just PFC. You're going to get that no matter what. Same with Lance Corporal. All you have to do is just wait. All you have to do is just wait the 6 months or so after you get PFC and you'll get Lance Corporal. But if you really, really want it, and if you want it to, like, look good on paperwork, so when you try to get, you know, try to go up for a corporal board, so you can see if you can get promoted to corporal, and they look, oh, you know, he got promoted to Lance Corporal at the schoolhouse. Wow. Or he got promoted at boot camp. Oh, that's pretty cool. And they'll look at that, and you might get corporal, but besides that, like, a whole bunch of other stuff plays into it. Okay, so if you're already a PSC from boot camp and you get top of your class in MOS, then you can be a Lance Corporal in your first year? Yes, you can. I know a lot of people that got promoted to Lance Corporal in the schoolhouse, but usually, this is a funny thing, usually your MOS school sometimes is so long that you either get promoted at the schoolhouse or you get promoted like 1 or 2 months while that you've been in the fleet. I got promoted while I was in the fleet after my MOS school, but it was like maybe 1 or 2 months, like after 1 or 2 months after I left the schoolhouse. So it wasn't like a big huge deal. It was just like, oh, just Lance, cool. I got a little landing gear for my mosquito wing.